They say every ship has a story, and every ocean hides a secret. But the secret I found inside the dark belly of that massive ship, it was something that nearly changed the entire course of my destiny. One day, my supervisor sent me down into the belly of the beast's engine room. I descended the cold, rattling metal stairs, deeper and deeper into the ship's core. The noise down there was deafening, a constant, thunderous roar trapped within iron walls. It vibrated through the floor, up my legs, and into my chest. I could barely hear my own breath over the mechanical symphony. The boss had to shout to be heard. "Gabley, you think you can handle working down here?" I yelled back, "Yes, sir. What'll be my duty?" It took me 30 long, exhausting days to even begin to understand that labyrinth of steel, heat, and machinery. Every pipe, every valve, every roaring engine was a puzzle piece. I learned to navigate the maze, to feel the ship's heartbeat, but I had no idea that God was preparing to show me something far bigger than just a job. It happened one morning, as I was making my rounds through a lower deck corridor. Something out of place caught my eye. It was a hole, a strange, wide opening cut through the tank deck, leading straight down into the propeller hull. I'd never seen anything like it. It was deep, dark, and felt deliberately hidden. A powerful curiosity grabbed hold of me and wouldn't let go. I had to know what it was for. So I started asking questions. Every day, every shift, I would ask the other workers about it. Most of them would just shake their heads or ignore me, their faces like stone. They were hiding something, but I was persistent. Finally, one man, a quiet worker from Liberia, pulled me aside. He looked around, his eyes cautious. "You're new here, right?" I nodded. He leaned in closer, his voice low. "Let me tell you something about this ship. It only comes to Nigeria once every year." I was confused. I asked him why everyone was so desperate to work on this particular vessel. He looked me straight in the eyes and whispered, "Because some workers, they don't go home when the job is finished. Some of them follow the ship back." I took a step back, the words hitting me like a physical blow. "Follow the ship? How is that possible?" he explained. "If you have the money, you pay the boss. He'll hide you inside the ship. They bring you food, they bring you water. As long as you pay the price." My chest felt tight, my heart pounding against my ribs. I had to ask, "How much?" He didn't even blink. $1,000. $1,000. The number echoed in my mind. It was a sum of money I had never touched, never even seen in my entire life. It felt like an impossible fortune. Then he told me something else. The reason the captain always kept the ship's destination a tightly guarded secret, because if people knew where this ship was going, he said, half the port would try to hide inside. And just like that, everything clicked. The secrecy, the desperation, the strange hole in the deck. It all made a terrible, perfect sense. My head was spinning as I climbed back up from the engine room's heat, back into the open air. I had to find my friend, Sam. He was already looking for me, his face etched with worry. I pulled him away from the crowds of workers. "Sam," I said, my voice low and urgent. I discovered something. Something big. I told him everything, the hole in the deck, the hidden passengers, the $1,000 price tag, and the secret destination. His eyes grew wide with shock and disbelief. As we walked toward the port gate, our minds reeling from the discovery, ready to head home for the night, we saw them, a group of young men huddled in the shadows near the gangway. They were moving quietly, whispering amongst themselves, their eyes fixed on the massive ship. A knot of tension formed in my stomach. "Sam," I whispered. "Something's not right here. Dose? Guys, I think they're planning to get on that ship." Sam nodded slowly, his eyes narrowing. "Let's wait," he said. "Let's see how they think they can get on board without a boarding pass." So we hid, melting into the shadows of the bustling port at dusk. We watched, we listened, and we waited. All the night shift workers were already on board. Security was tight, patrolling the docks. No one was supposed to be able to enter the ship at this hour. But those men, they were determined. They had a plan, and what they were about to attempt would change everything that happened next. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 8.